Afternoon, all my students. Today we will discuss about international financial management. First of all, the outline for this meeting is we talk about financial issues in international trade. Then we will discuss about managing exchange rate risk. The third is we discuss about what kind of payment methods in international trade. Then we will discuss too about working capital management. Then the last one is we talk about international investment source. What kind of financial issues in international trade? First of all, we will discuss about what currency will be used, because both of the importer or exporter will choose their currency. And the next is what form of payment will be used, how to manage the financial of international companies. Then the last one is and the difference between international accounting system. If we talk about managing exchange rate risk, so both exporter and importer will choose to use their respective currencies. So what should we do? We must choose the most stable currency, lowest conversion cost and risk. And from now on, we are familiar with standard from America using a dollar, or we using a euro from Europe. Next, I will change to bahasa. We talk about metode pembayaran dalam perdagangan internasional. Yang pertama, first of all, we talk about payment in advance atau pembayaran di muka. When before the exporter send the product, when we must deliver the product, after all the nota, all the payment is done. What kind of risk? There is no risk for exporter. Jadi memang tidak ada resiko pada importir. Dan resiko importir apa? Eksportir tidak melakukan pengiriman meskipun pembayaran sudah dilakukan. Lalu ada ketersediaan pembiayaan untuk eksportir. Dan how to choose this method? Bagaimana memilih metode ini? Eksportir memiliki posisi tawar yang kuat. So when the exporter have a bargaining power, a big bargaining power, so they must choose this method. And another currency about the open account or akun terbuka. Ini akun terbuka ini dilakukan waktu pembayarannya menurut jangka waktu yang ditawarkan oleh eksportir. Dan kapan waktu pengiriman barang? Ketika barang sampai di negara importir. Lalu resiko eksportir ada atau tidak? Ada, importirnya gagal bayar. Sementara resiko seorang importir, no, tidak ada, nothing. Ketersediaan pembiayaan untuk eksportir ada? Iya, ada. Dan bagaimana kondisi ini dipilih? Why this method is choose? Ketika eksportir menaruh kepercayaan pada importir. Lalu ada lagi metode lainnya, yaitu documentary collection. Waktu pembayarannya pada saat pengiriman dan pada saat tanggal-tanggal tertentu, side draft dan time draft. Kemudian waktu pengiriman barangnya apa? Berdasarkan pembayaran, side draft, dan berdasarkan penerimaan atau time draft. Apakah ada resiko eksportir? Resiko eksportir, importir gagal bayar atau tidak menerima debt could be choose from importer or exporter is letter of credit, credit card, or counter trade. Dalam bahasa Indonesia, counter trade disebut dengan imbal beli. Ketika seseorang mengirimkan satu barang kemudian dibalas dengan barang yang lain. Next, we talk about working capital management. First is cash management, credit management, and inventory management. Cash management have a goal in international companies to speed up billing, slow down spending, so as to maximize the net difference. To move cash as quickly as possible from the part of the business that do not need it to the parts that need it, and to maximize the after and risk adjusted rate of return on temporary cash balance. And we take a note here, longer distance and delays in sending some document make logbook system and electronic data transfer even more important. And credit management in international companies and business has become more complex because it's providing credit that is riskier due to default, fluctuation in exchange rates between the time the sale is made and when receivables are collected, as well as hedging costs to protect against exchange rate fluctuation. So maybe both of importer and exporter must know about the situation, because sometimes the problem is when fluctuation in exchange rate between the time sales is made and when receivables are collected. That's a big problem for both of them. Then inventory management of international companies is becoming more complex too, because it's due to consideration of physical location distance, the existence of import-export quota tariff takeover in several countries, and the imposition of tax that have an impact on global inventories or stock. And I will switch to bahasa. Sistem akuntansi internasional ini memiliki perbedaan akuntansi di berbagai negara, sehingga its influence how to decisions are made. Di antaranya apa? Ada penghasilan dan profit yang dilaporkan, penilaian aktiva dan persediaan, pelaporan pajak, keinginan untuk beroperasi di negara lain, and how to use accountants inventory. And if we talk about foreign investment, ada dua, ada investasi portofolio, yaitu pembelian saham dan obligasi untuk mendapatkan laba atas dana yang diinvestasikan. Dan yang kedua, pembelian saham yang cukup dalam sebuah perusahaan untuk memperoleh kontrol manajemen yang signifikan. So if we talk about broad investments, where's the best way, investasi portofolio atau investasi langsung? Both of them have a good opportunity. Okay, thank you for today. Our material is done. I hope you enjoy the material, and we will meet in another meeting in the next week. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.